Hey everybody, Fishman here. Welcome to another video. This is Fishman Vlog number 195. And I started this clip further back because for some reason these two tanks of Hapali fry are getting very camera shy. When I feed them in the morning, they all come out and they say hi and they get fed and everything. But as soon as I try and move a camera near them, they all scoot right to the back and I can hardly record them. I mean, this tank here used to be the one that did it the most. And then the other guys, well, they didn't really care a whole lot. They just sort of, came out anyway. And sometimes they would, some of them would go to the back, some would stay up front. But now they all go to the back, and it's just ridiculous because I can't record them at all. And the only thing I can think of that might be a cause for this is above these two tanks, or where I'm keeping the brine shrimp, where I'm hatching them. And also I've started bubbling one of the experiments I'm doing for paramecia, I'm bubbling a little bit of air into it, and for some reason, maybe that is it, but that's about the only thing that's changed here. These guys are doing really well. I'm really glad I saved these three fry. First off, it answered a question for me whether or not they are, just a slightly different color morph, but no, they are definitely Tuxedo variatus or Tuxedo platies, and they're growing up really quite nicely. And I'm very happy. I have a little later on this, you're going to see a clip, and I have a plan for raising a lot more of them. This tank is purely storing some water tang, Java moss, and Java fern. And yeah, like as I pull stuff out of the aquariums trying to get ready for the 200, I have to put all that stuff somewhere. So for the moment, that's where that is. All that's in this here right now at the moment is a couple of adult Gardneri. They are, well, basically the ones I have not decided to breed for various reasons. Not quite the right color, didn't like the fins, shape, or whatever, and they're in there. This is where the trio is. You can see the male off to the left, and they're now starting to produce actually fry. I don't really want any more fry from that particular male, but I mean, you can't stop them from breeding, so they're in there, and I'm going to sort that out at some point and put the male that's in here, because I really like this guy. He's got an attitude, and he's sticking it out with these OB zebra fry and holding his own really, really well. No marks, no torn fins on him, and yeah, he's got some serious attitude. I want to make sure I keep his genes going into the next generation, because I have more than enough of Gardneri fry. I have no use for them commercially. I have tried them in a couple of aquariums for clients. They're okay, but they don't really do very well. They're either too aggressive or they just don't show well. And this is the top of those two tanks with the Hapali fry are. And this is one of the experiments I've been working on. I've been growing a lot of different ways of culturing paramecia. The two videos I put out were my standard for a great length of time, but I want to try different things. A couple of suggestions. This is one of them. I am bubbling air in and trying to do it at different heights, and also the other thing I'm doing is trying to put more material at the top so there's less actual turnover, just enough to keep all the smell down. And anyway, that's going to be his own video, and a lot to do with that coming up. The reason why I'm showing my overhead air here is because I put the shelf together, and I'm in the process now of hooking up a third pump, mostly as backup, because two is enough, but I also want to bleed off a few more lines for paramecia cultures, which take very, very little air. But there's a few other things I want to do as well for filter experiments, so a little extra air would be most beneficial. The OB zebra fry are going to go up in the 7-foot tank with the Hapali adults, mostly because they're way too big for that tank, and I have now culled that tank down sufficiently that there shouldn't be any real issues with them. Those are the Carbensis in there. They're having fry or something. Again, another fish that I like and I breed, but have really no use for. These two tanks, originally I had just put the excess, I had a whole pile of guppies that were really overcrowded. I put them all in here, but I've noticed something very interesting. And since they have a ton more room now and a lot less plants, they have, even though they were like a really nice culture before, They have really blossomed out, which is really kind of cool. But the reason I did that initially was I had mentioned in a couple of videos ago that I had noticed possibly some Kulli loach fry. So I had to take that tank apart. It's going to be showing up here relatively soon. And I pulled all the Kulli loaches out, counted them. They're all still there, which is amazing because, I mean, you never see the things. But yeah, they're all there fine. I'd initially kind of thought that maybe one or two were smaller than the others, and maybe they were, fry that had grown up a bit, but no, it's just the original 6. So anyway, they're going to go in here now. I'm going to give them a little less hiding spaces, and then hopefully I'll be able to see them once in a while. So yeah, I'm very happy with these 2 tanks of guppies. And you notice there is a pair of zebra danios in there. They're the ones I have left. I am going to be breeding more of those as well. And one of the things I want to do here, this is all involving live culturing. This is to hopefully get paramecia cultures that are a little bit more just paramecia. These 2 here are, the one on the right is. The one on the left could have some cyclopses in it, and I find the cyclopses feed on the paramecia, which is fine, but I would like to get some pure paramecia cultures, not just one species of them, but definitely specifically just different types of paramecia. Nothing larger that's going to prey on them. And this is the tank that had the Kulli loaches and all those guppies in, and I stripped it down completely. This is part for the 200, but mostly because this tank was really, really overgrown. I noticed it was beginning to inhibit the health of the guppies, so I pulled everything apart. I have some val in here growing out, and I'm going to keep that a little more sparse, and I'm going to move a trio of these Tuxedo variatus over into there to breed them. And of course I have to have a separate aquarium because I find I get more fry if I pull them out and separate them and let them grow that way. And this tank needs to be pruned back. I said I got so many plants, and the plants tend to overcrowd things, and whenever I clean out a tank like the one on the end there, I just end up with more than I need, and I have to go somewhere, and then I have to decide whether I want to throw them out. I was initially concerned that the Gardner fry were going to be too many males. They are too many males, but there's sufficiently now enough females that I don't have to worry about it. The one in the small little 2-gallon tank is also a female, and once these guys get big enough, I'm going to put her in with them and, well, just keep the colony going. And yeah, the plans I have for guppies keep on going. I just need lots and lots of space for them, as you can tell. They do well, but mostly if they have lots of space, and also because they also need to be culled. And I have not been able to do much of that because of, well, time constraints and stuff. I've left this continuing because I want to resolve whether or not it's the constrained space. And as you can see, I have not pruned back any of this, and it is starting to die off a little bit, just like the filter. So anyway, we'll figure it out in time. Anyway, thank you for watching. Leave comments, let me know what you think of all this, and I'll see you in the next video, and bye for now.